A day with Athletes Unlimited brings out the full range of emotions. Libby Rosenzweig showed off her exceptional scoring talent Thursday. Today we'll see if she can outgun Ali Mastriani. Act 2 will feature two-point artist Kenzie Kent in full flight against Kylie Ohlmiller, who soared to rarefied air 2 nights ago. Don't miss the celebration with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. You're watching Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Air National Guard. It's the penultimate day of Season 3 in Athletes Unlimited, and it's a scorcher in Sparks, Maryland. Aye, captains in control, Team Glynn meeting Team Apuzzo for the last time. If you're late to the party, here's the way things run in the league. 56 top players been here the last 4 weeks, divided into 4 teams each week by captain's draft. We crown one individual champion tomorrow, the end result of an ever-changing leaderboard full of points won and lost. It is great to see you again. Along with Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland, I'm Joe Beninati. Court, the last couple of games carry intense meaning. What should the mindset be for the players, especially in the top 10?
You know, I think first and foremost, they want to help those players who truly are in the medal hunt on their team. It's all about helping them get those quarter-to-quarter wins, as well as statistically putting them in the best light.
Tomorrow will be a big day. We will be crowning a champion. We will crown 4 medalists as well. And as the day begins today, this is where we stand at the moment in the top 10.
Marino and Apuzzo, they are in a race all on their own for that gold medal. The remaining players, they're in that next race. It's those in spots 3 through 7. They are in a hunt big time. Only about 60 points separates them.
Breaking down our first matchup, Libby Rosenzweig posted her best performance of the season Thursday. Her skill level off the chart.
You know, it's so fun to watch Livy shine here in Athletes Unlimited. She can get to the cage in a number of ways. She's incredibly smart on the field, very calculated in her risk-taking. She's skilled at the draw with her quick reactions, earns countless possessions for her team, but most importantly, her overall game IQ is what helps her be that big offensive threat.
On the defensive side, Cookie Carr was her usual steady, trustworthy self.
You won't find a harder worker than Cookie Carr. She's incredibly strong and fit, one of the top communicators on the field. She gets that defense gelling. Watch for her tremendous footwork and positioning, and that helps her on that defensive end keep those attackers out.
On the other side of the coin, Thursday was an example of why Dempsey Arsenault and Sam Apuzzo mesh so well on the field together.
You know, it's no surprising that those two have such a connection. They're best friends off the field. The chemistry that's created on the field stems from what they do outside. 5 goals between the two of them, 3 assists. They just know when and where each other is going to be. They put each other in the best possible light. They just have that natural connection. On the back end,
Kayla Wood was a menace to enemy attackers. Nobody was safe.
Kayla is one of the toughest defenders to beat, period. She just does not give a lot of space to any of the offensive players that she is up against. She's incredibly athletic, has just a big desire to succeed on the field. She's selfless, yet has that tough style of play. She starts the offense offensively, but generally, it's just that patient defense that puts her in the best possible situation.
Maria Tribal-Peace, captain of the sidelines for us. She has more on Wood's defensive approach.
Not only was Wood fantastic on Thursday, she's also been incredible this entire Athletes Unlimited season. And I had a chance to ask her, what makes you so great defensively? And she said it's her mindset. She said she loves taking on the challenge of the other team's toughest attacker, and it's her job to make sure it is so difficult for them to get to goal. She also said that it's all about her confidence. If she can bring her confidence to every game, she's going to make it really hard for opposing attackers.
I have a feeling, Maria, that's going to happen again today. She has been just super in the last couple of weeks in particular, and the way she showed Courtney against Charlotte North the other day was very, very sound.
You know, she definitely frustrated Charlotte on the offensive end of the field, but it's the footwork. She doesn't do anything fancy. It's just a matter of playing tough, solid, moving her feet, that sitting low style of defense, and then when the stick presents itself, you better believe she's going to go for it.
Sitting 24th on the league leaderboard as play begins. Whenever we get the chance, we enjoy bringing you into the game. Cookie Carr is within earshot. Cookie, what are your thoughts personally leading into this final weekend?
Well, I think every time we get a chance to be out here with these incredible athletes, we all just try to stay in the moment, soak it up, and just be the best players we can be and the best teammates we can be.
Cookie, tough game on Thursday night. What are you guys looking to change here on the field?
You know, I think every time you get out here, you're going to get battle tested, and Gold definitely was able to do some things on us that we want to have back, and we're just looking to make some adjustments, stay together, stay confident, and be the best purple squad we can be.
Cookie, thanks very much for your thoughts. We'll be checking in with you from time to time today.
Sounds good.
83 purples ready to go. Team Glenn in the purple, Team Apuzzo in the orange. Ronnie, Anton, Kim Kramer, Erica Leslie, Liz Brush, your on-field officials. Lynn Bowers is the table official. This is game 21 of 24 with Athletes Unlimited. Season 3 winding to a close. We'll crown a champion tomorrow. You'll be seeing the leaderboard to the left side of your screen throughout the day. It's ever-changing. Every point, every play matters in Athletes Unlimited, and it impacts the game as we go 6-on-6 at this end of the field. First offensive touch for Amanda Johansson. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. We play the game 10-on-10. The goals are 80 yards apart. Fortunato draws the double, then picks up O'Donnell. 18 seconds to shoot. On the bounce, it's Geyer's back, who has scored in every goal this summer. Every game. She turns and fires. She sent it wide to the netminder, Britt Reed. Back up off the end line, 5 seconds to shoot. Storming into the empty cage, another outstanding effort. Rosenzweig would not be denied.
First, running the ball out, making sure her team still kept possession for this ball. And Rosenzweig was under a lot of pressure. Lizzie Colson all over her body. She remained calm. She knew she had an option in Geyer's back. But with Britt Reed coming out of the net, again, it's that calm, cool, collected play of Livy Rosenzweig that serves her so well on the lacrosse field.
Livy Rosenzweig with tallies in 7 straight games. Rosenzweig, the 4-time All-American from nearby Loyola, has blended in perfectly, surrounded by her fellow pros this summer. This is another area in which she excels at draw control. She had 7 of them back on Thursday. For every one you get 2 points on the leaderboard. She just picked up 12 points on her leaderboard tally for the goal. Cookie Carr in a foot race with Dempsey Arsenault, who swats this ground ball to Sam Apuzzo. First offensive touch, you see Apuzzo left side of the screen, number 2 on the leaderboard right there with her chum, Dempsey Arsenault, sitting third. The top 4 come end of business tomorrow after the MVP voting, get medals. It's sent wide of the cage, Apuzzo there. In lacrosse on a shot that leaves the field closest to the ball, where and when it leaves, gets possession. Arsenault marked by O'Donnell. Off the flip with Apuzzo. Mastriani on the go. Gilbert closing. Tough angle for Moreau. She doesn't pull the trigger. 18 seconds to shoot. Apuzzo stick checked on the perimeter. Detweiler with a takeaway, a caused turnover. Courtney, that's plus 14 on your leaderboard tally.
You know, that was a defensive effort by a quick double team. You need that in order to stop Sam Apuzzo from going to goal.
Team Glenn in the purple, Team Apuzzo in the orange. 20 points available for the team that wins the individual quarter. You'll get 45 points for everybody on your roster, all 14 players, when you win the game. Warden off the split dodge from left to right. Arsenault keeping pace with her. Geyer's back, challenged by Kayla Wood. Wood, who took Charlotte North out of her comfort zone a couple days ago. O'Donnell just missed over top. 20 seconds to shoot. Rosenzweig brings it in off the end line. A better stick check there. Great takeaway. Forcing the turnover, Lizzie Colson, who's among the league leaders in caused turnovers this summer. And has been throughout. Lone goal on the board, compliments of Rosenzweig as we cross the 3-minute mark of the first.
You know, Joe, a difference today from what we've seen over the last 2 weeks. Big-time heat. There's only 4 midfielders, 4 attackers, 4 defenders, so you got to manage the clock very well.
Big-time heat, you don't say. Mastriani sends it wide. We've got 2 fans and a tent, and it still feels like 130 under this tent. On the turn, Apuzzo. She's still hot. She fires and scores.
Anytime I talk to any of the teams who are up against Sam Apuzzo, her team in orange, they know that they can't leave any of their defensive players on an island. No matter how good Katie Detweiler is as a defender, you gotta send help because Sam Apuzzo has the ability to get to goal. You saw that slight just hesitation, a small little rocker. She was almost baiting with her stick. She'll make you pay if you only match her 1v1.
Goals in 10 of 11 this summer for Sam Apuzzo. She picked up her 16th career hat trick back on Thursday with a 4-goal effort. As she exhorts the troops, it's level at 1 apiece with 6:25 to go in the opening quarter. Talking about how hot it is, Court, I think down on the field you could probably flash fry a buffalo. It is smoking.
A buffalo, not an egg?
No, you could do the egg in about 8 seconds. Buffalo a little bit more.
Got it.
Rosenzweig and Apuzzo exchanging markers. Rosenzweig and Mastriani inside the draw circle, and Livy comes up with this one. Running away from the pressure of Lizzie Colson. Team Glenn in the purple suffered a setback to Team Marino back on Thursday. That was a 13-7 count. The 13 goals, 13 points put up by Team Marino, equaling the most in a single game this summer. Fortunato plays it back. Geyer's back, measured by Meg Dowdy on the outside, all-world defender, Team USA gold medalist. Off the roll, it's Ramsey. Fortunato once more on the exchange. Rosenzweig will keep it hot. Haley Warden from the top. Spins, gets stick-checked in expert fashion by Colson. Maintains possession, though. 10 seconds to shoot. Look at Colson. She's everywhere defensively. Named yesterday as a member of the all-defensive team in 2023. This shot sails wide of Britt Reed. The all-defensive team, Courtney, Bosco, Colson, Taylor, and Wakefield.
And that just shows how deep the defense is at. Wood not named, Detweiler not named, Dowdy, an all-world defender. Again, a lot of great defense here in Athletes Unlimited. Every single team I look, and it's just a lot of players who can come up with cause turnovers, which is important. That's how they get on the board.
There will be a Defender of the Year award handed out tomorrow, voted on by the players and by members of the Unlimited Club. Gilbert with a nice roll dodge inside. She scores! Lauren Gilbert.
Lauren Gilbert, so incredibly fast on the field. Generally, that's the first thing that you notice for her. But her ability to spin back and forth through the defense, slicing and dicing. Lauren Gilbert has given the lead to Team Apuzzo.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is sponsored by Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Need the short sleeves today or no sleeves? It's sweltering hot conditions. Team Apuzzo off to the 2-1 advantage. Goals from Apuzzo and Gilbert, outlasting the strike from Livy Rosenzweig. Sam Apuzzo hotly in contention for an Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Championship. Earlier during this season, we asked her what it would mean to her if she were able to win it all.
After last year, I'm very hungry.
Right on cue, Apuzzo with her 4th of the day.
Her eyes are on the prize.
It would mean a lot. I think it's just a culmination of all the hard work I've kind of put in my whole career of playing lacrosse. There's a lot of teamwork and there's a lot of players that get you there, so it's, yes, I'd be really honored, but it's a really kind of an aha moment of everything that everyone has created for this league.
8 weeks in a row. 8 weeks in a row as a captain. The first time ever in Athletes Unlimited play, in any sport, in fact, that a captain has been in charge every week over a 2-season span, and that is Sam Apuzzo, who's on the verge of cresting 5,000 career leaderboard points. She started today 96 points away from being the first person ever to be able to say that. Her squad, a 1-0 record this week. Team Apuzzo inching past Team Bosco. A great game played on Thursday. A 10-9 win that Sam helped to fuel with 4 goals. Players are going to need to stay hydrated today, as Sam will get the goggles back on. We'll resume play in this opening quarter with 4:45 left in the opening frame. Maria Trivalpiece working the sidelines for us. She was nearby the huddles.
As I was listening into the huddles, the biggest message was the heat. Catherine Conway, the facilitator, made sure that everybody was under the tent, that everybody was hydrated, cold towels on. Even on the official side, they brought a little cooler out to the middle of the field, so the heat is definitely making an impact here today.
Without question, Maria, you stay undercover as best you can. Livy Colson will advance. Team Apuzzo's in the orange. Taylor Van Thoff, who scored early on, in fact, scored the first goal of this week back on Thursday, sharing with the first-year midfielder Amy Moreau. Moreau, who played every position in college except for netminder while she was at UMass.
I've been so impressed with Amy Moreau's play here in Athletes Unlimited. She's been one of those rookies who've just been incredibly consistent all over the field, from her defensive work, clearing the ball in transition at the midfield. And she, at the offensive side, free positions were her bread and butter.
3 in the orange. Fancies herself. She could see herself someday as a teacher. She's learned some good lessons these last 4 weeks. Apuzzo hiding back behind the cage. It is Detweiler who gets that assignment. Gilbert sharing with Mastriani, 4 seconds to shoot. Ali Mastriani, sidewinder, wide of the cage, guarded by the captain, Katie Glynn. It's a shot clock violation against the team in orange. -2 for everybody in orange. As you see the leaderboard totals, the colors to the left of the names, the jerseys that they're wearing this week, the final week of 4 in season 3 with Athletes Unlimited.
Everybody wearing those orange and purple jerseys, they have the opportunity to continue moving up the leaderboard as they are currently playing. So again, everything that they do on the field, whether it's positive or negative, scoring a goal or having a turnover, it's going to be reflected. They're going to move up and down. I think that's probably one of the best parts that it's done live.
Rosenzweig wipes out on her way to the goal. Ball chased down on the end line. 22 seconds to shoot for Geyersbach and Team Glynn. Shuffles in, works the flip. Ow, collision there, friendly fire as the 2 players remain down. Geyersbach smacking into Fortunato. Athletic trainers are provided by MedStar Health here at USA Lacrosse headquarters, and a volley of them head out to tend to the 2 fallen players, Fortunato and Geyersbach of Team Glynn.
Joe, despite the competitive nature that we see on the field all the time, every single one of these players consider each other friends. They've played together throughout Athletes Unlimited.
Courtney, a chance for us to step away. We'll get you back to Sparks, Maryland in just a few moments. As the live action resumes, Lauren Gilbert has given Team Apuzzo in the orange a 2-1 advantage. As we were heading off to commercial break, we saw Courtney Fortunato and Sam Geyersbach down in a heap after a collision. Geyersbach made her wobbly way to the sideline, mostly under her own power, very, very slowly to the sideline. Fortunato has remained in the game. Maria Trivalpiece, as best she can, will keep us updated on Geyersbach's progress. Team Apuzzo in orange, 30 seconds to shoot for Mastriani. 20 points available for the team that wins each individual quarter. Squad in orange has the advantage right now. Van Thoff trying to get away from Mairead Durkin. Arsenal lets it fly. Glynn knocks it away with her cross and with her shoulder. Fresh 60-second shot clock for Team Apuzzo with 100 seconds remaining in the first.
Katie Detweiler, she has a big eye on Sam Apuzzo, her matchup. What I liked about that last sequence, Dempsey Arsenal challenging towards her teammate, knowing that no slide was gonna come off of her friend Sam Apuzzo. They're very aware situationally, the team in orange, Sam Apuzzo's group, how and where, when to dodge, who's being matched up too tightly, where the slides are and are not coming from. It's so very important.
Good overplay there defensively by Warden. She'll force Arsenal way beyond the 2-point arc. Moreau angles in, lets it fly, and Katie Glynn gets 5 points for every stop she makes today, along with Britt Reed in goal. Final minute of the opening frame. Shot clock is turned off. You get 20 seconds to clear the midline in Athletes Unlimited. Durkin does that. Now a chance for Team Glynn to knot the score in the first. If that happens, we carry over the 20 points to the second. Or, should Team Glynn convert a 2, they may steal those 20 in the opening frame. Good stick check. Arsenal is so clever defensively. Forcing O'Donnell the other direction. That one's off the post. O'Donnell had Reed beaten. It rang the iron. The sprint to the sideline, the officials say, keep it with Team Glynn in purple as time ticks down to 15. 10, 9, Warden spins it for Johansson. Final ticks of the quarter. Johansson trots through and scores! A buzzer beater for Amanda Johansson to level the count in the first.
Amanda Johansson, a player on the field who's a true two-way midfielder, such a hard worker, and she had one goal in mind, and that was scoring a goal, evening things out for her team in purple. Amanda Johansson from this top, a very long dodge, shifting through, powering through that defense. As we take one more look, again, going through the defensive swings as an offensive player, run through the sticks. They don't put their body in front of you to slow you down.
Goals now in 8 of her 11 games this summer for Amanda Johansson, who was the #1 overall draft pick in Week 4. In Athletes Unlimited, the captains draft new teams every Monday. Amanda heard her name early. Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited lacrosse season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned throughout the season, see how many of those trees will be planted thanks to Aspiration's support. We appreciate all of their support, all of those generous sponsors helping out with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3, running now concurrently with Athletes Unlimited Softball Season 4. We're done with quarter number 1, 10 minutes. The score tied at 2. Those 20 points carry over to the second. Just getting going on a busy day, Saturday in Sparks, Maryland.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, hit me up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
All the fast-paced action continuing from here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, presented today by Air National Guard, a 2-2 draw. After 10 minutes, Rosenzweig and Johansson for Team Glenn, Apuzzo and Gilbert for the squad wearing orange today. Cookie Carr, you see her there, center of the screen, number 83 in the purple, wearing a microphone for us. We can go into the game with her, presented by Air National Guard.
Do you always put your hand? No, but sometimes I've been doing that this year, depending on what side their stick is. Yeah. We did it against Sam once, and they got the ball moving, and we were able to cut off of us.
Against you in that.
Yeah.
I felt like we also were looking to just shoot kind of earlier.
Yeah.
Too, but
Like rushing the shot. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
We were just talking about if we need to potentially going into zone.
I was thinking about this earlier today, and I'm like, we all have so many really exciting and incredible moments on this field, and now we just get another opportunity to create better moments and celebrate with each other and be teammates with each other, which hasn't ever happened until this weekend. So I think we can take a little bit more stock in that and just play with a lot of joy in our hearts and put lots of smile on each other's faces and just go out and have a ball.
Yeah. Go. Hell yeah.
Well, thank you.
Here we go. Play hard and have.
Cookie Carr giving us a verbal lesson on exactly what Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse is all about right there. And she's with us right now, pacing her way back to the playing field. Cookie, play analyst for me. How would you describe the first 10 minutes today?
I think it's a lot of high energy, a lot of intensity. You know, defensively, I think we're doing a good job getting in their hands and backing each other up. And on the offensive end, we're moving the ball with pace, we're cutting with purpose, and we're able to find the back of the net with team ball.
Cookie, where do you come up with these motivational comments that you're able to give your team each and every week?
We're having combat. I don't know. I think we all like to just speak from the heart, and you know, we love the game, we love each other, so we want everybody to be their best.
It shows, Cookie, it shows. Thanks very much for spending some time with us.
Thank you.
Back with you in a little bit. Cookie Carr, a first-team All-American in her collegiate playing days at North Carolina. Would have first been playing with Team USA back in 2008, if I've done my homework correctly. So highly decorated and such a tremendous person and player in this sport.
You know, and just as we heard her speaking to her Athletes Unlimited teammates, she was that leader for Team USA for so long, oftentimes bringing everyone in, corralling them in a circle. It's just the words of leadership that come out of her mouth. It's just, where does she get it all from? How is it always something new? Kind of like you.
Yeah, and then she'll be that much more of an inspiring head coach when she takes to her new job now that she's going to be running the Towson Tigers. You see the leaderboard to the left of the screen. Once we're through tomorrow, the top 4 on the board after the MVP voting is all done. They'll be the medalists. The top 1 would be crowned champion. Rosenzweig just missed over the shoulder there. There'll be a Defender of the Year award. There'll be a Teammate of the Year award voted on by the players. Fun day. Be with us here tomorrow if you can be. If not, be sure to tune in on ESPN Plus, 1 o'clock and 3:30 Eastern.
Joe, and Teammate of the Year, it could go so many different directions. There's a lot of players on the field who get those around them excited, get them playing their best lacrosse. And then there's a lot of jokesters on the field, too. I'm curious which direction they're going to choose in their voting.
It's Apuzzo now, Court, parked back behind the cage. Among the league leaders in goals, among the league leaders in assists all campaign long. Arsenal bracing for the attack from Johansson. Great goal on the dive. Arsenal put it home, but the officials are going to wash it out. No goal. Crease violation against Dempsey Arsenal. No goal there despite the brilliant effort. Now Katie Glynn marching towards the midline. Ridden hard there on the redefend by Apuzzo and Arsenal. There's a hold. It'll stay possession for Team Glynn in purple. The timeout was taken. Team Glynn facilitator this week, Amber Hill, a former Athletes Unlimited netminder in her own right. Katie can catch her breath on the way to the sideline. We'll take the TV timeout with them. Get you back to USA Lacrosse headquarters in just a few moments. Two teams, Team Glenn and Team Apuzzo, battling for the 40 points that are now available in the second quarter after the carryover from the opening frame. Everybody loves to represent Athletes Unlimited. You can too. Be sure to check out all the great gear, including the new Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse player name and number t-shirts. Go to shop.auprosports.com and get yours today. In the opening quarter, we saw a collision between Sam Geyersbach and Courtney Fortunato. Let's send it down to Maria Tribal-Piece. She has the update on Geyersbach.
After that collision, Sam Geyersbach headed into the tunnel. I was told that it was a lower body injury. Now she's back out of the tunnel. She has a wrap on her left knee, and she's been jogging up and down the sidelines, doing some lateral movements with the athletic trainers, and now she's headed back to the huddle with her team.
Maria, from the outset, it looked like she had some of that kinesiology tape on her right leg to start the game today, as we see Geyersbach getting adjusted for the resumption of this opening half, which has 8 minutes and 9 seconds left in it. It's the first of two games today, Court. We have Team Glenn and Team Apuzzo, followed by Team Bosco and Team Marino, with Taylor Marino and Sam Apuzzo putting some distance between themselves for the top spot. It's going to be a nip and tuck race to the end tomorrow. We can show you the top 10 up to the minute.
As you look at this, Taylor Marino, Sam Apuzzo, those two are in a race for the gold. Below that, Dempsey Arsenal, Marie McCool, Bosco, Reed, and Glynn. Lizzie Colson moving up throughout this game as well with her cause turnover capability. They are in that next race for those players who are going to get those final two medals, because it's just about as sure as day for Marino and Apuzzo.
It's amazing how close it is from spot number 3 down to 8. You're talking about less than 100 points dividing those 5 or 6 players. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, the only league driven entirely by the athletes.
Joe, quite honestly, if you even then look all the way through the 12th spot, if any of those players have some big-time wins on the field, quarter to quarter, or that overall win, they could bump up into one of those top 5 spots, which is incredibly important. It's just a matter of how your team does as well as you individually.
Apuzzo right there, hands on hips. It's always interesting in the aftermath of these games how often she's part of the MVP voting. She's been in it 7 times this summer, and this is the 11th game in which she's playing.
You know, it's her relentless play on the field. She doesn't just score goals, but she causes turnovers. That last effort, the timeout that had to be taken from Team Glenn facilitator, was all due to her ride.
Rosenzweig from the perimeter. That's bounced away off of Reed. She'll pounce on it in the crease. And off of Maria Tribal-Piece's report, we do see Geyersbach on the field and moving fairly well. Great news for Sam, 38 in the purple. Easy clear now for Meg Dowdy of Team Apuzzo. 7 minutes and 25 seconds left in the opening half. This quarter is worth 40 points for whomever wins the frame. There have been no points, no goals so far in this 10 minutes. Gilbert hoping to change that. Scotty Rose Growney, forced away by Haley Warden. Apuzzo operating on the inside roll. She was hit up high. This likely to be a free position shot for Sam, who scored one of these. Well, my apologies, it's Gilbert getting the free position shot. She too converted in this discipline on Thursday. Goals in every game this summer for Lauren Gilbert. The speedster approaches and scores.
Lauren Gilbert has an incredibly quick takeoff. This time it might have been a little too quick. As we see the whistle is blown, she had a slight movement, but it's just a matter of whether she went and accelerated off of that line. We see Team Glenn asking that question in the background. They felt like she got an early jump, but on the field, it is called a goal. Sam Apuzzo and everyone in orange now has a 3-2 lead.
Second on the day for Gilbert. 13 career multi-goal games as she hits pay dirt against Katie Glenn. Glenn, who started playing lacrosse in the 2nd grade. player behind the mask and cage for her squad. One more game for Team Glenn after today. They'll conclude this season against Abby Bosco's troops tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Misdraw here. The officials in the alternate possession going to give the ball to Team Glenn. O'Donnell will shape it up 6-on-6. We haven't had a player-up situation to this point in this young game. Sneak attack, Geyer's back. Reed got back to the post. Wood is going to get there to force the cause turnover. Kayla had 3 of those on Thursday. She wins the possession for Team Apuzzo.
That's so smart. Whenever you see a defensive player or goalkeeper run the ball out, getting possession for their team, but also getting that plus 14 to their name. Anytime you have more offensive possessions, you have an opportunity to get your team on the board.
Scotty Rose Growney off the split dodge, brings it back in against the defense of Johansson. Gilbert, a similar split, taken to the outside by O'Donnell. Arsenault on the hop. Durkin there, the first-year defender, put the ball down on the ground, and off the scoop, it's O'Donnell. She was challenged and fouled.
Any of these blindsided double teams have been the success of the team in purple. You gotta make sure that you are sending it quick and early, fast. It's the only way you're gonna get that ball from the team in orange. They've had a lot of isolation dodges.
Graphic just showed you this is a carryover quarter. 40 points available for the team that wins the scoring summary in this frame, and it's just Gilbert to this point on the board for Team Apuzzo in the second. You see the heavily bandaged Geyer's back, who has returned to the field. The officials, headed up by Ronnie Anton today, will huddle up. Joined by the table official, Lynn Bowers, 5 in the black.
Joe, anytime they're communicating, you know they just want to get the call right, which is so very important for all of these players on the field. Number 1, because of leaderboard. 2, because of the potential implications that has individually in terms of their bonuses.
Katie Glenn, an interested bystander as we see this collision. Sam Apuzzo none the worse for wear, as she's being tended to on the sideline. Ball on the end line, awarded to Fortunato. Her sprint to the cage, she shot it wide. This time it is backed up on the end line by Lizzie Colson, as Team Apuzzo waits to get its captain, number 14, back from the tent. It's Dowdy who will bring it across. Moreau will advance. Gilbert using her speed. Detweiler there with her step for step.
Take a second, 40. Easy.
More than halfway through this second quarter. We were 2-2 after 1. That's why we carry over the 40 points for this second frame alone. Mastriani, a buzzsaw offensively. She gets knocked down. Van Thoff able to turn, get inside. Had that one blocked. Marae Durkin's stick was at the ready, and Glenn will clear. Team Glenn's defense, Detweiler, Carr, Hawkins, and Durkin today.
Joe, that was a little bit of help from the referee. That ball would have been sailing out, would have been a change of possession, but Team Glenn getting some luck off of the ball, hitting off of that referee, not losing possession. For every turnover, it's a major knock to your individual points.
Whistle stops play. You see the 8-meter key. If you score from beyond that, 2 points for your team, 16 for your individual leaderboard score. Geyer's back will flip. O'Donnell angles and plays back behind. Fortunato with 12 seconds to shoot. Rosenzweig peering through the defense, trying to get away from Ali Palermo. 5 seconds to shoot. Ramsey gets inside. That drive goes over top of the goal. Shot clock violation against Team Apuzzo, still minus its captain. Apuzzo has not resurfaced. We do see her on the sideline continuing to get attention from the training staff, athletic training staff, keeping tabs on Sam. Another Sam in the game, 6 in the orange, Sam Fiedler. Another standout from Loyola, Maryland. Self-motivator, long-distance running trainer. Gilbert, more of the sprint variety. She ran right into a double. The stick came up high and hit Detweiler. Katie comes up dabbing at her face. It's been a physical opening 20 minutes. And low scoring at that matter in the blazing heat here in Sparks, Maryland.
You know, Joe, with the heat, I see a lot of players on the field who maybe haven't gotten as much time throughout the entire season. Their legs are most definitely needed.
Number 1,
that elbow to the face from Lauren Gilbert, wearing number 1 in the orange to Detweiler. That's what the yellow card is for. So Lauren Gilbert is going to be in the chair. It's going to be a player up situation for Team Glenn.
Trailing by 1, Team Glenn overall and in the second quarter. This quarter is worth 40 points. Johansson speeds inside. An awkward-looking shot wide of Britt Reed. Taken off the turf by Lizzie Colson. And with Kayla Wood's assist, Team Apuzzo is back to the offensive end. Trapped along the sideline. Wood avoids the double and makes a nice pass to Fiedler, who's open. Unsettled here. Going to the goal. She just sent it wide. Fiedler, who scored 174 times in her career at Loyola. Scotty Rose Growney hawked there defensively by Detweiler. As you see, Sam Apuzzo has returned, 14 in the orange. Tail end of this opening half, those 40 points available. Sam's squad has control of those thanks to the Gilbert goal. Now Team Glenn in purple can tie or perhaps take the lead with a 2. Nicole Levy has a couple of 2-point goals this summer, both of them from below goal line extended.
You know, Nicole Levy has the ability to put up some big-time numbers. We've seen her put on a 6-goal scoring performance before, but her left arm heavily wrapped. She hasn't quite been herself since that injury after scoring the game winner in the shootout.
Reed made a good stop there on Rosenzweig. Now there is just a 2-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. O'Donnell off the sweep, fires and scores! Jumping for joy, it's Katie O'Donnell.
When you move the ball, when you have a lot of action off ball, better yet when a teammate is setting picks for you, Katie O'Donnell, she is the one producing on the field, teammates setting her up for success. You want to sweep right off of those shoulders anytime a pick is set. Don't let any space for that defender to get through. Katie O'Donnell evening out the score at 3s.
Goals in back-to-back games this weekend for Katie as she gets some refreshments. Athletes Unlimited and Topps have unveiled the first ever set of trading cards that feature all 4 Athletes Unlimited sports combined into one set. 200-card base set featuring 185 athletes from the 2022 seasons. Available at major retailers such as Target, Barnes & Noble, plus hobby shops and through Topps.com and Fanatics.com. So down the stretch we go here in the opening half. First of 2 games today, Team Marino and Team Bosco, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN+. Rosenzweig and Vanthof set to take the draw. This second quarter now level at 1 apiece. Should it remain tied, we'll carry over, and the third will be worth 60 for everybody on the roster of the team that wins the frame. Rosenzweig, another 2 points for the draw control. It's a last-ditch effort for Team Glenn in purple. Detweiler running away from the double, sharing the ball with Durkin. She powers her way in. Marae Durkin was fouled. Normally we don't see 89 making a foray to the offensive end, but she maintains possession for her squad. Final 18 seconds of the half. Levy with the traffic instructions. Rosenzweig with 8 to go. Away from Colson's pressure. The front swing did not connect there, looking for Johansson. That will do it for this opening half. Another carryover quarter. The second quarter level at 1 apiece, so the third will be worth 60 points.
60 points in that third quarter. That's going to make that one a really tough battle between each of these teams. It's been back and forth, small game of runs, not very high scoring. Both of the defenses have been stingy, but expect for the offenses to come out quarter three with a lot of firepower.
Just another close game. 9 of the first 20 this summer have been decided by 1 point. This one's low scoring but tight knit, 3-3 after 20. Maria Trivalpiece standing by with Katie O'Donnell.
Katie, your team needed that last goal in the final seconds of that half. What makes you so good in those moments?
I think, honestly, like, between all 6 of us, we knew we needed a goal, and I think we probably weren't getting as many shots off as we needed in that quarter, and I think it was like, all right, like, we're not going to score if we don't shoot, so I think it was just kind of that moment of, like, snapping back into reality of, like, we gotta start sending them at Britt. Thankfully, I got her low pocket. It was, like, good shot. She was in position, and it dropped, so I don't really think it's good in those moments. I think it's just, like, we gotta get to the cage more and, like, set each other up to be successful, so.
You're talking constantly in the huddles. I heard you say that, guys, this is really fun. What makes Athletes Unlimited so fun, especially in this last week?
I think it's so fun because we're all so competitive and there's so much talent, and there is something really special about, like, getting to play with different people every single week and, like, really feel that support no matter whether you played with them for 3 weeks in a row or it's the first weekend. And we all make the same sacrifices to be here, so to be able to, you know, come together for one last weekend, it's awesome, and that really is what it's all about. So.
Well, we love watching you, Katie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe.
Sounds and speaks like a coach, doesn't she? Katie O'Donnell, the head coach at Drexel, playing professionally and working with Team Glenn after 20 minutes today. A 3-3 game. Sam Apuzzo in a quest to win the gold medal tomorrow. She's in this battle, and we are at the half on ESPN.
There's power in my voice.
When I use it.
To speak up for a cause.
To encourage the person next to me.
To help us hear the voiceless.
To represent my people.
To shine a light on the truth.
To show others what is possible.
To change the course of history.
To remind you of the power in yours.
There is power in your voice,
but only when you use it.
Not much happening at the moment. 20 minutes complete in the first of our 2 games today at the tail end of the season with Athletes Unlimited. Team Glenn and Team Apuzzo enjoying a little time off on ESPN. First-year defender Melissa Hawkins has made herself feel right at home with the pros this summer. She has a way with making people feel comfortable.
My current role is a preschool teacher at Tennessee School for the Blind, and I work with students that have vision impairments, that are deaf, blind, and also have additional severe and profound disabilities. I teach them Braille if they have the cognitive ability to know it. If they don't know Braille, it's a lot of tactile symbols that they have to learn. Sometimes they're nonverbal, sometimes they can communicate in some ways. So as a teacher, I have to know my strengths and what I can give to my students, and also what my students can give to me, and back and forth, no matter what that might look like.
Such a kind, caring person. Great job, Melissa. Fans, we hope that you'll stick and stay with us. There's more work to be done at the half. When we return, we'll preview all the fun coming up in Game 2, and you can bet on that. We are halfway home in this matchup between Team Glenn and Team Apuzzo. 2 quarters have flown right on by here in Sparks, Maryland, with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Courtney, our second game of the day has the potential to be a real dandy.
Bosco and Marino squaring off. Each of these teams have stingy defensive units, a pair of All-American goalies, and some big-time offensive firepower.
A game that's going to be doubly colorful for me because thanks to a friendly wager, I'm taking a makeup lesson from Kylie O'Miller.
Kylie O'Miller, a bet is a bet, and she did her part on the offensive end of the field with scoring 6 goals, 2 of them being early.
She's got to get 6.
I feel like you're changing this.
No, I didn't change it. She's got to do a personal best 6. She gets 6. I'm doing the O'Miller, Mikey Powell kind of look. Oh, boy.
Kylie is back with that major eye black that Joe has to wear, he's got to have that beautiful camera-ready face
We'll have
prepared.
to see each other on Saturday afternoon.
I'm really
I have a
looking
feeling there's
forward
going to
to
be
it,
some
Joe.
artwork. Now, you realize I do have to speak for a couple hours, so let's keep that in mind.
It looks good on camera, just
It'll
saying.
look great on camera.
Yeah.
Just make sure I can keep my mouth and my, my gums flapping. That'd be a good
Gotcha.
thing. You've done all right with it tonight.
Thanks.
So we put the challenge out there, and Kylie jumps all over it. Folks, give us a chance. We'll have more on the other side of the break.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
Third, the throw home, got her! Enough for Hens to be there.
That's right. We are fans too.
I am the performance manager of IL Women, and I'm so glad that you're all here.
There's power in my voice.
When I use it.
To speak up for a cause.
To encourage the person next to me.
To help us hear the voiceless.
To represent my people.
To shine a light on the truth.
To show others what is possible.
To change the course of history.
To remind you of the power in yours.
There is power in your voice.
But only when you use it.
Fans here in Sparks, Maryland, thoroughly enjoying the final weekend of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3. We're halfway home in this game. A low-scoring affair, Team Apuzzo and Team Glenn deadlocked at 3 apiece. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. Court's a 5-time national champion at Maryland. Courtney, we mentioned the 3-3 score. Can you put your finger on why we have so few goals in this game?
You know, I think the players offensively are working hard in their one-on-one situations, but we're not seeing a ton of ball movement. The more ball movement you have, the more goals are going to be scored.
Livy Rosenzweig was injected into this league as an injury replacement in week 2. Since then, she's been great off the draw and scoring goals.
Livy Rosenzweig, 7 draw controls for her team have been won. You saw that initially, her ability just to track the ball and then letting that translate offensively. She scored the first goal for her team.
Apuzzo would respond, Lauren Gilbert would follow.
And then back and forth to tie things up, you had Johansson. O'Donnell scored another one for their team. They ended the half tied at 3.
The third quarter is going to be worth 60 points after 2 carryovers. When you look at the first half stats, yes, definitely the draw controls do jump out at you.
They jump out, but nothing's being done with it on the offensive end of the field. Generally, you want to translate the more possessions you have to the more goals that are being scored. So I'm certain that Katie Glenn is going to talk about that with her team.
20 minutes complete, 20 more minutes to come. With Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, Katie Glenn's going to get back out there and captain her squad here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Ali Mastriani basking in the sunshine. Same for Mairead Durkin. Team Apuzzo and Team Glenn today. Game 21 of 24 this season. A 3-3 score. Lauren Gilbert is the only multiple goal scorer in the action today. Before we roll the third quarter for you, Maria Tribalpiece had a chance to catch up with Sam Apuzzo.
When I talked to Sam at halftime, she said she really liked the way that her defense played. She said they were solid. She said during the halftime, they all talked and they wanted to make sure that they clean up things a little bit, both offensively and defensively. She said the heat is definitely a factor, but we're trying to make it not one.
Maria, Sam's squad only took 3 shots in all of the second quarter of play. We were 2-2 after 1, 3-3 after 2, so if you've been following along with us throughout 3 seasons of Athletes Unlimited, you know that the team that wins the individual quarter normally picks up 20 points. This third is now worth 60 for the double carryover. That's huge, especially for number 14 in the orange, who's trying to overtake Taylor Marino for the overall championship. We'll crown a champion tomorrow, 4 medalists as well, on the final day of season 3 here in Sparks. Livy Rosenzweig gets another draw control. 2 points for her on the leaderboard. You'll see it to the left side of your screen. Marino and Apuzzo on top, and then it's an amazing race all the way down practically to the number 12 position.
Joe, one of those immediate things I noticed, Sam Apuzzo taking that draw for her team. Anytime she makes a switch up like that, generally it's a positive change for her team offensively, getting possession of that ball, but Rosenzweig, she just continues to dominate.
Livy, who joined Athletes Unlimited in week 2, an injury replacement for Haley Radigan. Ramsey fires, and Britt Reed is there with a denial. 5 points for every goalie save. On the clear, Mastriani, those long strides, powering her towards the 8-meter key. Feed to Vanthoff, slowing down on the delay there. The slow break, it crossed up Moreau. Glenn gets it, comes up firing for O'Donnell. O'Donnell feeds it 40 yards on a frozen rope to Fortunato. She bluffs, pass down low, gets away from Rosenzweig. It's a turnover, a -10 for Fortunato when you turn the ball over.
You know, I like them pushing the fast break situation, but again, it's hot out here. Taking your time, making sure that you have the best possible opportunity is what's most important. There's 60 seconds when your team has the ball. No need to rush to that avail.
Summer of 2023. It feels like we've already rushed to the middle of August. This is August 12th. Final weekend of Athletes Unlimited Season 3. It all began back in 2021 in the D.C. area, Maureen Hendricks Field. That was a 15-game season. Taylor Cummings was the inaugural champion. Taylor Marino a year ago by just 16 points over Sam Apuzzo. Sam working 2-person game with Arsenal. Fires for 2. Rejected there by Glenn. Apuzzo knows she's in a race for the title, so those 2s would be 16 points if she were to get one.
Not only is she in that race against Taylor Marino for first place here in Athletes Unlimited, getting that gold medal, but they need all of those 60 points. Quarter 3 accounts for 60 after the tie in the first and second quarter.
Crossing over, Reed with another slam-the-door save on Geyersbach. Sam Geyersbach, who was nicked with a lower body injury in the opening quarter, only missed about 2 or 3 minutes being tended to by the athletic trainers here, compliments of MedStar Health, before she got back in. We're 3 minutes into the third, deadlocked at 3 apiece. 3's are wild. Gilbert on the go. Moreau, speaking of number 3, off the sweep, not looking to shoot there. Sharing with Apuzzo around the horn for Arsenal. Very much in the chase for a medal tomorrow. Gilbert on the question mark, just trimmed that too fine by a few inches. There was a whistle on the shot delivery. Ronnie Anton, one of the officials, making the call. Haley Warden has an equipment issue, a broken stick. Haley's cross snapped near the handle.
Joe, Haley Warden is an important player. I saw her run under the stairwell. She is headed to the locker room to get that backup stick. Oftentimes, if you leave it out on the field when it's so hot, your stick will be on fire. So many of the players electing to keep it into the locker room, but that's going to be a haul for her.
The officials huddling up. Courtney's not kidding. The temperatures on the field have to be around 100 degrees, if not more, Court. It's 90, 95 in the stands and in the booth where we are. We're 20 miles or so north of Baltimore, Maryland, here in Sparks. USA Lacrosse headquarters for the second time around, the host venue of Athletes Unlimited. Haley is back with a new magic wand. Courtney, how often do you practice with both sticks? How often do you work out with both sticks?
You know, we see her warming up on the sideline with it. It's just a matter of each stick having a feel. No stick can be strung exactly alike, so a couple passes, so very important.
After the shot clock was maneuvered, we have just 7 seconds for Apuzzo now to shoot. On the dead run, she works in towards the arc. Front swing, Van Thoff, it goes off the top of her cross. That's a shot clock violation against Team Apuzzo.
These defenses, they're so stingy on the field. I like the quick doubles that they're sending. They are not leaving a lot of space for these offensive players to work with. And then the ride of Sam Apuzzo. That's a plus 14 in her pocket.
Palermo picks up Gilbert. The two Wildcats there. O'Donnell then ran down Gilbert to the track. 3-3, no scoring in this third quarter that's worth 60. As we have crossed the 4-minute mark of the third, Sam Apuzzo taking a timeout. Her facilitator, Catherine Conway, asking for a breather. We'll take it along with the athletes. Looking forward to getting you back for more of the third right after these commercial messages. Folks enjoying the souvenir tent on the concourse here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse is presented by Air National Guard. Today, 3-3 score, 4 minutes into the third. Amy Moreau, one of the prized rookies in Athletes Unlimited, wearing a mic for us today. Let's go into the game.
Oh, that was a sick move! That was such a good move.
Good job.
So good. But also with what Sam was saying, like, all of us up top can beat all the defenders up top, so it's just like playing that hedge because they're just like sinking back, so just like playing that well, and like we have them all day up top. I'm feeling energized.
I love that.
I'm
Send it my way. I'm already feeling better.
What's up, fans? I'm here to see some.
As the players get some shade and some well-deserved hydration in this 3-3 game, we've played 4 minutes and 3 seconds of what has been, to this point, Courtney, a scoreless third quarter. We talked about the defense. These are the best offensive players in the world. They're beating and battling both great defenders and the Heat today.
The heat, the physicality, the chippiness on the field. Anytime you get near to the end finish line, you know that it just means a lot so much to all of these players, as well as they want to do right for their captains and those in the hunt for those 4 medals here in Athletes Unlimited.
3-3 game, Maria Tribalpiece, our sideline reporter, was listening in on the huddles.
Sam Apuzzo emphasized the importance of playing fast to her team. She said, I don't want you guys to play tentative. Let's play fast-paced, make the other team run, and let's work.
They will be working quite a bit, Maria, today against Team Glenn, tomorrow in the showdown matchup against Team Marino, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN+. Once that game is through, once the MVP voting is done, the awards ceremony will begin. We'll have it for you on ESPN+. The individual champion, the 4 medalists, Defender of the Year, Teammate of the Year, all those honors you'll be seeing spelled out. Vanthoff on the question mark, bouncer there. Stopped by Glenn, who was hugging the post. Katie, sharp as attack. Same for Britt Reed in the game today. Ball down. It comes out for Team Apuzzo captain Sam, 14 in the orange, with a fresh shot clock.
You know, anytime you get another offensive possession, you got to be happy with that. We're going to look at the leaderboard on the left-hand side. It has all 4 teams listed, every single color. However, only those in purple and orange have the opportunity to move up and down. You'll see that changing live throughout the game.
Shot off the post by Gilbert. She was looking for the hat trick there. Detweiler jousting with Apuzzo for the ground ball, and it's Detweiler who comes away free. Spotting Melissa Hawkins in transition. Hawkins, who had an assist on Thursday with a run from defense to offense. Joining the party late, here comes Ramsey to the alley against Mastriani. 4.5 to go in the third quarter, 60 points on the line. Nobody has scored in this frame. Still deadlocked. If it carries over again, the fourth would be worth 80 to everybody on your roster. Fortunato matched up with Palermo. Palermo's feet so quick. Undersized is Allie, but so feisty and clever at the defensive end. Off the sweep, Geiersbach rolls. Plays for a Johansson bid, she scores! Amanda Johansson's second of the day.
A lot of patience being shown by Team Glenn. They got the ball safely into the offensive end of the field. Geiersbach drawing the double team. Amanda Johansson with a lot of time. When she turned, received this ball, all she saw was net. A lot of wind up. Geiersbach again. She was the one producing the opportunity for Johansson, as Team Glenn now has the first lead and potentially is going to be getting those 60 points.
4 different 2-goal games this season for Amanda Johansson, including today. Her strike giving Team Glenn the lead in the game and the lead in this quarter with 3:57 remaining in it. Amanda with tallies in 8 of her first 11 this season. She spent 2 weeks as a facilitator back in the inaugural season of Athletes Unlimited. She's given her squad the lead. If you're looking for a cool piece of Athletes Unlimited lacrosse memorabilia, here's your chance to win with the opportunity. You can win an autographed ball. Charlotte North and Sam Apuzzo signatures are on that. Go to auprosports.com/sweepstakes for rules, regulations, and register to win today. Johansson, 2 times a 40-goal scorer at the University of Southern California. Rosenzweig and Apuzzo for draw control, and Rosenzweig wins it easily. Trades off her draw stick for her offensive stick, and now gets to work for Team Glenn. Rosenzweig has been a shot in the arm since she has come on for the injured Haley Radigan in week 2.
You know, I love watching her at that draw circle. Generally, any draw takers gain some confidence every time they win, but it's quick reactions, fast reflexes, and then you have to have your eye on the ball. It's all about seeing it while you're moving. She does all of those flawlessly.
Obviously, we wish Haley Radigan the very best as she recovers from her injury. She was inactive for the last 3 weeks of the season. Britt Reed has control of the ball and looks to advance. You have 20 seconds to get it across the midline in Athletes Unlimited. Arsenal, badgered there from the blind side by Levy, sprints to the clear. Looking to knot this score in the third. Mastriani on the move. Scotty Rose Growney lost it on the transition there. Mastriani from down under, forced away by Glenn. Katie from her knees doesn't come up with the ground ball. New shot clock for Sam Apuzzo and her friends. She was ripped off, though, from the blind side. Durkin caused the turnover. Mairead Durkin, outstanding at James Madison. She set the record for caused turnovers there for the Dukes. There she picks up one as a pro. Just fighting to stay on side now. Rolls the ball ahead for Johansson.
A lot of pressure from Team Apuzzo, not just as they ride to that midway line, but defensively, they're not giving a lot of space to any of these attackers coming up and trying to help clear that ball.
Geyer's back, punched away by Dowdy. Dowdy, though, with a push. It'll stay Team Glenn ball in purple. 12 seconds to shoot. Rosenzweig, battering ram into Colson. Fortunato, off the double clutch, sent it wide. Nice pick by Levy. Keep it hot. Geyer's back, and a better save by Britt Reed. Beautiful ball movement there, and it was stonewalled by Reed. End-to-end Arsenal, 90 seconds in the quarter. Closing, Gilbert off the hitch. Play to Apuzzo, over the top. It was open there, but Colson took their eyes off it. The pass was a little tall. Colson then tripped up Carr. This is Team Glenn ball. Team Glenn leading the fourth, Courtney, which is worth 60 points for everybody on the roster by one, and 70 seconds left in it.
You know, that was a smart foul. Cookie Carr would have come up with that ground ball. She was off to the races. That's a fast break situation. In transition, a player up. So Lizzie Colson, despite being called for it, it was smart.
12 seconds and the differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Now, Team Glenn has possession of the ball. They lead this quarter, which is worth 60 by one, so they have definitely slowed the pace down. Ramsey on the hop. Moreau with her. O'Donnell checking over her shoulder, seeing the scoreboard now. Arsenal covering her some 40 yards from the cage. 30 seconds in the quarter. 18 on the shot clock. Rosenzweig, elusive. O'Donnell makes one more. Ball down on the end line. It'll go over to Apuzzo. 16 seconds left. Fumbled there on the clear. Last-ditch effort, Levy. Feed it inside, just off the crossbar. Fortunato hit the iron, no goal. Now they're going to award it. The officials are saying that came off the crossbar and over the goal line. This is likely to be challenged with 7 seconds left.
Following play is under review.
Catherine
It is an
Conway,
orange challenge.
her action showing she wants to challenge this right away. Nicole Levy, her eyes were up the entire time. Fortunato putting herself in a great position, and that ball crossed the line. We could see from that very first angle, hit the inside of the crossbar, went down, touched over that goal line. The very first angle was probably our best one to see this. As the referees are going to take a look, they don't necessarily have the same views that we have here on air.
Facilitator for Team Apuzzo, Catherine Conway, out of Boston College. She calls for the challenge. Have a look. Does this ball carry him off the crossbar and beyond the line? Ding. Straight down. And by that vantage point, it looks like it hit pay dirt fully across the goal line.
By a couple ball lengths,
The
that's
ruling on the
no
field
question.
stands, goal.
That this is a goal, and the referees down on the field believe the same thing too. So what was called on the field stands. This is Glenn's second goal. Levy to Fortunato here in the third quarter, and they are going to walk away with 60 points. And Joe, this is a big ding to Sam Apuzzo as
Absolutely.
she is chasing Marino.
Gigantic turn of events for those players in purple. And of course, Katie Glenn is a captain this week, so she is in medal position. And she's about to, along with her mates, bank 60 points by winning a couple of carryover quarters. That would be official in 7.1 seconds, unless Team Apuzzo were to pull a rabbit out of its hat and score a 2 in the remaining 7 seconds.
But then you have to combat Livy Rosenzweig at the draw. She's been cleanly winning these balls just about every time.
Erica Leslie, number 6 in the black jersey, the official getting him in set. Waning stages of the third. Team Marino, Team Bosco in the second game of the doubleheader. Rosenzweig with another clean draw control. And we are done with 3. Those 60 points, all for the gang in purple. Arms raised as if they've won the game. They definitely won the quarter, and that is 60 in the bank.
A tremendous battle for Team Glenn. Everybody in those purple uniforms, tough defense. Offense was producing 2 goals. That was what was scored in the entire third quarter. They really only needed 1. Nobody on the board for Team Apuzo.
Players receive points based on how their team performs and how they perform individually. Rosenzweig for Team Glenn, whether it be scoring goals or off the draw controls, has been outstanding. It's been a bumpy road here in Sparks, Maryland, with a game that is very, very tight-knit. Close down the wire, 5-3. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Sponsored by Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. 3 quarters down in front of the locals here in Sparks, Maryland. They're getting their refreshments. They're cooling off. What's at stake for these athletes, Courtney? They're playing professionally. There's a lot of money on the line. There are definitely bonuses and medals to come.
Every one of these players know that they are playing for something bigger. Those captains, all those in the race to be at the top of the leaderboard, and this is the final week. They all understand the causes that they are battling for as well. They want as much of their bonus headed in that direction.
The chase for the medals, the top 10 on the leaderboard. The top 4 tomorrow will be receiving medals. The number 1 will be the individual champ.
Taylor Marino, she still sits atop. Sam Apuzo has not had any quarter points. That's a change from what we've seen throughout the whole season. Katie Glynn is also in the hunt. But then you look at all those players in orange and purple continuing to have the opportunity this game.
Cookie Carr is with us wearing a microphone today. Cookie, it's a hot one. How much water and Gatorade have you had today?
A lot, Joe. Gotta stay hydrated.
Cookie, big third quarter for your team. What was the message coming out of the huddle?
Same thing as we talked about earlier, just playing together as a team, having each other's backs and playing got your back lacrosse.
Cookie, we want to ride with you a little bit here at the start of the fourth quarter. We're going to keep your mic open, so give us some chatter, talk us through, okay?
All right, you got it.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, Maraid, let's go. You want to be safety? You want to be the safety net? Yeah. Okay, direct us, okay? Let's go, JoJo. Yes, Libby! Stay with it, JoJo! Ball right! Ball right! Come on, stay in it, perp! Ball center! Ball left! Ball high left! Ball center!
Katie Glynn, a sharp-looking stop. Cookie Carr would make a good bloodhound. She knows where the ball is at all times.
The best defenders are the best communicators.
Hey, good.
But then they're also the ones that pump you up. Listen to her the entire time.
Katie, keep it up.
Cookie Carr watching from afar now. And now defending against the fast break. Mastriani 4-on-3.
Follow right. I follow right. Ball high right. Maraid, I'm on your right. Maraid with you right. Ball center. Corporate, you're good. Follow left. Maraid, go, Maraid, go, Maraid, go.
Anna Puzo off the question mark. She scores.
Unlucky, here we go, we'll get it back.
Cookie Carr talking that entire sequence. You heard her sending her teammate to go slide to Sam Apuzzo. You talk about Sam, her ability to influence the game, make big-time plays in big moments. And Detweiler, as solid of a defender as she is, you need some help in those situations. Sam has the ability to go left or right. She protects her stick so very well. She's a sharp shooter. Defensively, it's all about communication, but also listening as well.
12 points for Apuzzo individually with that goal, just shy of the 2-minute mark, bringing her squad within 1. She has a couple of tallies today. Apuzzo in that race for the top spot on the leaderboard, back and forth with Taylor Marino, the outstanding netminder who we'll see in the second game today. Rosenzweig back to the draw against Mastriani. But back to Cookie Carr. It has to be comforting at the defensive end to hear Cookie tell you, hey, Court, you're in good shape. You're okay. It's got to be good to hear that.
Oh, absolutely. She lifts everybody up on the field. I've even seen her slapping sticks with the opposing team saying good job after they've done something. She's like Mother Hen out there.
Definitely a field marshal at the defensive end. Team Apuzzo in orange. We are in the fourth quarter now. This is game 21 of a total of 24 in the summer of 2023. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor, Maria Tribalpiece with you. Bottom of the hour on ESPN+. A tip of the cap to all the men and women in our technical crew. Outstanding work done by them these last 4 weeks. You're seeing the leaderboard pass before your eyes, left side of the screen. All those colors are the jersey colors being worn this week. 4 teams changing every Monday due to captain's draft. Arsenault, who heard her name in the first round of every draft, the only player who was taken in the top 4 all 4 weeks. It's a turnover here, back to Team Glynn in purple. Time to clear for Katie Glynn. You have 20 seconds to clear the midline. Right now, 8 seconds left for Johansson. No worries. Fortunato in a foot race with Moreau comes up with a one-handed scoop first time.
You know, sometimes I think they're a little too relaxed. The team in purple, Team Glynn, while they have a lead, it's just 1 goal. You have to still progress to cage.
Gordon doing that. The bouncer didn't hit the back of the twine. Bodies flying again. Off the ground ball, it's Arsenault, who's the all-time leader in that regard, and now on the fly with Kayla Wood. Wood sprints to the offensive end. Finds Vanthoff on the way. That one's pounded down and turned out by Katie Glynn. 5 points for that dynamic save. Trouble here on the clear. Intercepting caused turnover. Plus 14 for number 14.
She is just about as good of an attacker who rides and wins the ball back than anybody else. She was a midfielder in her younger days before college. You can see why.
Courtney, that was an amazing catch of that ball. And she made it look easy. Forcing the steal, getting her squad another possession. 5.5 left. The deficit for the team in orange is 1. Arsenault looking to change things. It was she and Apuzzo who made magic in the last minute on Thursday to provide a win. Team Apuzzo downing Team Bosco 10-9. Sam going to the goal. Ramsey's there, an imposing figure. Quick stick, great save! Spectacular split stop by Glynn.
Katie Glynn holding her line so well. A lot of these saves have been in tight. She does a good job of being composed in the net, not too jumpy.
Katie Glynn with 8 stops today. This in the aftermath of having only 3 against Team Marino back on Thursday, the fewest saves in any game all year. Glynn has responded beautifully this afternoon. Geyer's back, off the roll dodge. Feeds, fire, score! Fortunato, sorprendente.
This is Sam's second assist in this game, her first one in the third quarter. This time, Fortunato. Look at this amazing save by Katie Glynn. She's giving yet another offensive possession to her team. Geyer's back to Fortunato. Team Glynn came to play.
There's your scoreboard divvied up into quarters. That third one, gigantic for Team Glynn. Everybody on the roster, all 14 players, getting 60 points because the first and second quarters were carried over. The fourth is deadlocked at 1 apiece, and all of this, in a sense, when Glynn has scored 4 of the last 5 on the board. Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Heading into play today, 126 helpers. That means 1,260 trees have been committed for Athletes Unlimited. And with all of this passing and playmaking, plenty more to come.
Joe, it's all been Team Glynn with their vision on the field, assisting these goals and the trees being planted.
The races on the leaderboard are shaping up in fine fashion. It's going to be a dramatic Sunday when we close business in Season 3. Sam Apuzzo is in the hunt for the top spot. There's an individual champion, one alone in Athletes Unlimited, 4 medalists. But when we preview the game to come, Taylor Marino squaring off against Team Bosco, that also shapes up to be a very, very good matchup.
It does. Both teams have stellar defenses. I have a feeling this is going to be another low-scoring game, a battle. But then you look at the offensive side of the field. Charlotte North, Kenzie Kent, they know how to put the ball in the back of the net. But battling between the defense and offense, if I had my choice, this is going to be another low-scoring game.
Teams are marching their way back to the playing surface. Just 4.5 minutes left in the fourth. Kayla Wood doing her job again at the defensive end. She's been really good in transition as well today. So too, Amy Moreau. She, at the outset of the season, Moreau said it would be so important to be adaptable. As we check in with Cookie Carr. Cookie, we were talking about Amy Moreau, one of the rookies.
Yes.
How have you seen these first-year players grow and develop over the last month?
You know what? I have a big smile on my face. I'm not sure if you can see it because it's been so fun to watch them gain confidence in themselves and confidence in the way this league is run and just continue to surge every time they step on this field.
Cookie, what do you equate half of your team's goals are assisted offensively?
Lots of great team play. Again, we're trying to use each other and play to each other's strengths and pick apart the defense where they may be lagging or a sec slow, and I think we're doing a great job on capitalizing, but we still have 4.5 minutes left, and it's still a long ball game, so we got to keep at it and play in the moment every step of the way.
Kristen, thanks for the thoughts. Good luck anchoring that lead.
Thank you.
6-4 for Team Glenn in the purple. To the draw circle, our attention goes Mastriani and Rosenzweig. Rosenzweig hit up high, possession for Team Glenn. O'Donnell bumped immediately by Wood. It's 6-on-6 at this end of the field. The 2-point advantage for Team Glenn. The quarter scoring, this fourth quarter is available. 20 points for whomever comes out on top. We are 1-1 in the fourth as you look at the overall leaderboard.
Team Apuzzo has not found an answer for Livy Rosenzweig at that center draw circle. They've tried Mastriani, Arsenault, Apuzzo herself. Van Toff, not sure if she's been inside, but she would be that fourth option.
Rosenzweig off the outside of the post, trying to build on the advantage for Team Glenn. That was off the goal frame, so you do get the fresh 60. That's a double whammy against Team Apuzzo in their comeback efforts. All the way through the leaderboard, 56 players in residence. O'Donnell distributes for Geyer's back. Levy there, off the turn. Rosenzweig says some of her best damage from below goal line extended. Interior pass, bullseye, O'Donnell.
Team Glenn has just seemed to hit their stride in quarter 3 and quarter 4. Every single one of their goals has been assisted. You heard it from Cookie Carr's mouth. Work as a team. Settle into the offense, take your time, utilize the shot clock, and we see that little bit of a moving pick off ball, which is what you want. Confuse the defense. Haley Warden cutting right off of her heels. O'Donnell, incredibly smart. Feed coming in from Rosenzweig in the back. This was an overall collective team goal.
5 different 2-goal games this summer for Katie O'Donnell. 3rd season in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Folks, you can get in the game by joining the Unlimited Club. You'll be able to vote on game MVPs, enjoy exclusive events, contribute 10% to the player pool, the bonus pool that is, and more. You do that for just $20 a year. Sign up now at auprosports.com/membership. Go back to season 1. Katie O'Donnell was a week 1 captain. We always knew she'd be a good leader. 7-4 right now. 5 of the last 6 points on the board belong to Team Glenn. They've wrestled command of this game away from Team Apuzzo. Off the draw control, it's Mastriani with Arsenault and Van Thoff. Taylor checking the time remaining now, 3 minutes exactly. Dempsey Arsenault has it. O'Donnell is with her defensively. Off this clear out, Mastriani fires and scores! A worm burner from deep.
I was just about to say they have a lot of players who can shoot from a range of areas. Powerful shots, Dempsey Arsenault, Apuzzo, Mastriani this time called her own number. As soon as receiving this pass from Dempsey Arsenault, she was turned into it, really driving with her legs, her torso, everything involved in that shot.
You could see with that shooting motion, that serving motion, why she was such a good softball pitcher, so explosive there. That ball was down low. It wasn't in the strike zone, but it counts in lacrosse very, very well. It makes it a 2-point game. And in the fourth quarter now, the scoreboard is level at 2 apiece with 2:48 remaining in the frame.
You know, what's interesting here, if the score remains tied at 2-2, the overall fourth quarter points would go to that winning team, which is Team Glenn. So regardless of whether they score or not, if they are just able to come out with that win.
In essence, it would be a full sweep. You'd get all 80 quarter points and the 45 for winning if that were to happen. Cookie Carr in control. Still plenty of time, though, to put points on the board in this fourth. Nicole Levy Challenged by Wood on the outside. O'Donnell, Rosenzweig, Fortunato have been vitally important for Team Glenn in the fourth. Levy hesitates. There's Geyer's back, kicked out by Reed. The big rebound to Moreau, and she'll streak the other way. 2 minutes to go in the fourth. The team in orange, captained by Sam Apuzzo, down by 2. Do they shoot this from behind the arc? Here it comes! Mastriani sent it high. That would have been the equalizer from outside the 8-meter key.
That was close. Team Glenn, a little bit of miscommunication. Livy Rosenzweig not getting off the field quick enough, was standing near the box. Haley Warden waiting to come in and get in that fast break, slow situation.
Apuzzo for 2. Knocked aside by Katie Glenn. Apuzzo thinking about it again. Has the fresh shot clock. Only 80 seconds left with which to work in regulation. Apuzzo's team's gone beyond that once. There's a 2-pointer. That's knocked away by Glenn. 2 big saves from deep, preserving this lead. Detweiler running for cover. And now on the clear, Mairead Durkin gets it safely across the midline. 12 seconds of differential, shot clock, game clock. Team Glenn dropped its opener this week, pummeled by Team Marino. Team Apuzzo edged out, squeaked out a 10-9 win on Thursday. They're looking at a 1-1 mark if they're not able to get up off the mat now with 35 seconds to go. Palermo, great trail check. Palermo looking to force the turnover. She did it. It's Colson the other way. Team Apuzzo still has a chance. They need 2 to tie. Colson running. Wood 2. That pass is high. Cookie Carr flights after this. It bounces off the veteran defender. It is Team Apuzzo ball. Just 17 seconds left. And you would expect a timeout taken if they do have, and they do have one left. There could be a card here, too.
Purple 38, offsides, green card, 30 seconds, releasable. Orange ball, reset the shot clock.
So the player up will go to Team Apuzzo after the offside call against Team Glenn.
Oh, and this is costly for Team Glenn.
Team Apuzzo takes the timeout. Geyersbach's going to sweat it out on the sideline now as number 14 looks for more late game dramatics. That's something in which she excels. So you would think 17.9, not enough you would think to try and go for the single and then make sure you win the draw. Not with the way Rosenzweig's been that effective. So you got to diagram the 2-point play here. Which way you going?
You know, I think Mastriani has to be your first look. From that high left side, she was already dominant from over there, plus a little bit of sun action potentially in Katie Glenn's eyes from that angle. And then you have to have a second option. I think Sam Apuzzo, we haven't seen her do a 2-point from behind, but that would be another good idea.
She did take a couple of chances that last rush upfield. Glenn, in fact, made a save on her fellow captain's 2-point effort. Real good game winding to its conclusion now. Just a shade less than 18 seconds left in it if you're just joining us. It was 2-2 after 1, 3-3 after 2. Team Glenn banked 60 points by winning the third quarter alone. The fourth quarter points are tied up at 2 apiece, but right now, Glenn and her mates in purple, they want the 45 for the overall win.
And you have to give credit to Kayla Wood. She was the one who made that last-ditch check on Team Glenn. Cookie Carr securing the ball back for her team, and then all of a sudden, now they get a player-up situation.
Player up, 6-on-5, needing 2 to tie. Time ticking. Mastriani, Scotty Rose Growney, Apuzzo. Matters in her own hands. Mastriani fires, that sails high. Last chance towards the cage. The pass gets away, and Team Glenn survives 7-5 and sweeps through. They get all of the win points in this game, all 4 quarters, and the 45+ for the victory.
You know, prior to this game, if you wouldn't have said Team Apuzzo getting swept every single quarter and not coming up with the win, I would not have believed you. However, Team Glenn, they did a big-time reset after their loss to Team Marino on Thursday. A lot of their goals assisted. It was a very overall team effort on the offensive end of the field, with them sharing the ball and defense being tough.
Smiling pretty for the photo op, the victorious Team Glen. Eating up the points in the game today, downing Team Apuzzo by the final count of 7-5. Katie Glenn in double figures with saves. Glenn doing that for the 11th time in her career. That was one of the stories. The other was the dominance at the draw. Team Glenn winning in that category 13-3. Livy Rosenzweig was incredible.
A new record in Athletes Unlimited. Livy Rosenzweig, so dominant at the draw circle. Everything that Team Apuzzo threw at her, she was still able to come out and win all of these possessions for Team Glen. Incredible performance by Livy Rosenzweig.
Rosenzweig etching her name in the record books. She's joined now by Maria Tribal-Peace.
Livy, you broke the record for draw controls in a single game. What allowed you to be so focused in that circle today?
I think I just knew that our team needed possession in any way possible, and the circle players did a great job boxing out and really allowed me to get it to myself, and then they were there supporting me, so it was team effort, but it's really fun.
When your team won those 60 points, how do you think that changed the momentum of the game?
Yeah, I think that since it was tied in the first and second quarter, we knew how big the third would be. And I think that we just played such a team offense and team ball all over the field. So I think that it was just, we knew we had to get those points for our team, and we did it together, which is the best part.
This team looked completely different than the one that was on the field on Thursday. What changed?
I think our mentality changed a little bit. I think maybe we weren't mentally in it as much on Thursday, and we came out just knowing that we had nothing to lose. Orange is an amazing team, and so I think that we just kind of played with fun and played together, so it was a good time.
Certainly looked like you have fun, Livy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Joe?
Maria, thank you. Livy Rosenzweig knocking Taylor Cummings and Ellie Kennedy out of the record book. They had 10 draw controls in a single game. Livy breaks that record today with 13, a huge factor in helping Team Glen prevail over Team Apuzzo by the final count of 7-5. Folks, just a reminder, tune in 3:30 Eastern on ESPN+. Second game of our Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse doubleheader. I have a little bit of a makeup change to conduct. For Courtney, for Maria, for all the men and women in our crew. Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Purple People Eaters, too tough today. Team Glen, the victor.